Now, we're in a situation where people say that looking at the APC and its campaign promises, there was this promise that the petrol price would go down. But immediately they came in, it went to 140, between 135 to 145 naira per litre. And at this point in time, would you say that the APC has failed?
Never.
With regards to that promise?
I didn't see where it is written, the APC manifesto I read. I don't see where it is written that we are going to bring the price of petrol down. I'm yet, maybe you can remind me of the section, but nothing. But even that, if that even happens, bringing the price, any price of any commodity down is not something you decree. There are factors you need to look at. There are factors you need to consider before the price of a commodity can come down. One of such is, at what cost are you getting the product, the crude? Then another cost is, where do you refine them? Is it here in Nigeria or is it in Europe? NNPC was doing some bartering, trade by barter, supply them crude, take bring in refined product. All of those things are short-term measure. The man that just left here ought to tell us what are the long-term measure. One of which is, let's have this refinery working. Let's also build more if possible, and get consortium to run them and pay us and pay government.
The reason why I say this, is because at that point when the APC was campaigning, it said that it had a general who was very experienced in the oil sector, and because of that, prices are bound to come down. So do you think that the APC perhaps overpromised?
No. All the promises made by the APC were not time-bound. We didn't say day one, as soon as we enter government, price of petrol will come down. Or day two, there will be 3,000 employment, 3 million employment. Or day three. PDP spent 16 years. We are just 2.5 years old. So there is no way you can say we overpromise. In the next 4 years, yes, you can ask us for a report card. And I tell you, there's so much to shoot for it within the next 4 years. There is no area we've not touched. But some of these things are still in the Act of Parliament. I mean, they are still as bill. So many bills are going to come out and pass to law that's going to help us to achieve what we promise. Terms of promises, APC is going to deliver, and we are delivering. The irony is that some of the programs we have been run by state governors who are PDP members. And because they are PDP members, they run them in a way that they don't even give any attention to it. If you take for instance our feeding program, they have been run by the state government. So if you have a governor that is not an APC governor, you are in trouble in those states. Those programs are not running well in those states because we ought to have a presidential liaison officer in those states. So this administration believes that we have one administration in this country. You cannot even pick out the federal government. You have the federal, the state, and the local government, just one administration in this country. We don't have two administrations, just one. And because we have one administration, we expect that every other person should dovetail into it. Today, Lagos is a model. It is a model because the judiciary here, the legislative arm, and the executive, they are working together. And because they work together, they can deliver. But at the federal level, that is not the position.
Just like you just pointed out that you have identified and made your submissions here that some people are not doing their jobs.
Yes. And they should be sanctioned.
If you say that they are not doing their jobs and they should be sanctioned, then what should be the way forward?
The way forward in terms of this petrol, first, those who know how to do things well. Those who did it that we didn't have short supply in the last 2 years should go back to those desks or, be called upon to come and assist. Because there are people who are doing this job and they are doing it well. We didn't have fuel shortage in the last 2 years. So that is the short run. In the long term, more refineries. Let them know, let people know that when you finish your refinery, you are going to get crude at this rate. Because the DPRO need to speak out. You see, sometimes, no businessman, I am a businessman, we want to do anything without calculating his profit. Let the world know that if you build a refinery, you will get crude, and you are going to get it at this X amount. Because none of this, nobody is building a refinery that is expecting to go and import crude from Indonesia or Dubai or what do you call it, Brazil.
Because I get the impression that you're tending towards, if they cannot execute their works properly, then they should resign.
Who are the people to resign?
The people you identified as are not doing their work properly in the oil sector.
It's not in our blood to resign. That's one problem we have in this country.
Why shouldn't they resign?
People are interested in going to collect awards.
Why shouldn't they resign?
And the awards are usually given by
because the president has got that priority to sack them also.
Yes.
So why is the APC still sitting back when you can see that people are there and are not delivering on the services they are supposed to, and you still leave them in office? Why can the president not sack them?
I'm not the spokesperson for the president, but I think the president, in my own view, thinks that people should be given a chance, a second chance. I think that is what is happening. But if I were in his shoes and you are out to do this and you are not doing it, for me, you are sabotaging the government. And you see, for us to come out, anybody in this government must keep his eye on the ball, delivering services to the people. We cannot continue to do this buck-passing business. The judiciary, the legislative, and the must begin to see with their lens, from the same lens, that what they are in government to do is to deliver service to the people. When they do that, the question of inviting people, Fashola, come and tell us, Baro, come and tell us to the Senate, to National Assembly every day, will no longer be there, because everybody will maintain the same synergy. It is this lack of synergy that is making people not to perform optimally. But for the APC that you talked about, so many actions are in the pipeline that will come out by next year that will make you start asking whether we are overperforming instead of underperforming, as you say. So we of the APC believe that this government is out to make a change that is sustainable, because what we have found in the last 16 years are people who go outside the budget to do things and do it improperly, and we landed ourselves in this quagmire. The house was totally broken down, and now we are in position to fix what we didn't break. So that is the horror, that is the challenge that is facing the party that is in government today. And mind you, even within this government today, the PDP members that are in the government are more than the APC.